to the RunnerX podcast, where we talk about all things running. As many runners know, it's 90% mental. So join Coach Valerie and Coach Caroline as we go through the mental side of running.
Welcome back to the RunnerX podcast. I'm your host, Coach Caroline, and I'm here with Coach Valerie. Coach, did you have a good 4th of July?
Sure did. Thank you.
Yeah.
It
was hot here. We had some heat here in Texas. But so today I want to talk about something that's come up a lot, and it's part mindset, part movement. And so I think it's really good for the podcast. And it's something that we see a lot. The people will say, "Oh, I can't do that." And so they just don't do it. And your point is why don't you set a goal? And before the podcast, we were talking about one of the things when I met you, I hated doing was bicycle sit-ups, because basically my neck, I'm not the thinnest person, but I would like be choking, like, I'm trying to breathe. And you were explaining to me, no, put your head on the ground. You don't, nobody bicycles with their heads, hands behind their head going back and forth. That's not how you bicycle, right? And so you changed my movement, and now I can do it. And now I actually enjoy doing it. And, I was saying there's probably 3 or 4 different movements you did that with. But how do you overcome that? People saying, I can't do that. My hips can't do that, or I'm not that flexible. How do you as a coach overcome some of that?
Well, I like to go with positive thoughts. Like if you get up and every day is I can't, then that's not really a great day to have, right? So most
Absolutely.
of us start thinking of to-dos. Like as your coach, as a movement coach, my thoughts are only on what can I have them do to move better and to get closer to the correct position in order to move better. And I think what a lot of people get stuck in is their body parts. And this is where I've seen this over, and this is what's really interesting, guys. So I've been a trainer, and I say this a lot just because I have white hair. You can see it. But the reality is that I got hired for my first job, and I was 19 years old. And I'd actually been a member of the gym that I got hired in since I was 15 years old. So I'm 54. I have been working out almost 40 years straight.
Yeah.
And before I joined a gym, I played 0 sports. I played outside. My whole world was a playground. I was a city kid. We had one playground and we lived in it. I tell people I've been moving since I was born. I moved. Wasn't very organized in movement, but I moved. And what I find with people is they forgot how to move. They're stuck in a position, like whether you sit, whatever it is you do. And what happens is when you come to me, and it's gotten worse and worse and worse over the years, because my life never changed. I still do the same thing. I still move all day long. People don't move, and then they come to us and they're hurting, and they want to blame it on their body part, right? Like I can't run faster because I have tight hips. I can't run longer because
feet. That's another one. Yeah, flat
my
feet
feet, my glutes aren't firing. My feet are weak. My this is right. And it's like, wow, you just limited everything about you. Whereas we were like 2 kids outside, and I was like, hey, race you to that tree. You wouldn't be like, oh no, I can't. I've got a tight shoulder.
Yeah, it's only an adult that does that.
Yeah. So it's like we kind of lost our play, and we lost our way of. And by the way, running is the most natural movement, right? In general, it's natural. Running is natural. So then we also have that hang up. Like there's something wrong with me that I'm not able to run. So then we look for what's wrong with me? Oh, nothing's wrong with you. You've got tight hips, or you have this shoulder, or you don't have the right shoes. So I think we got stuck on. We forgot that there was a way to run, right? So but just so you guys know, like everyone that comes to us, like we want you to come to us as you are, and then let us help you reframe how you think about you, or even how you think of movement. So Caroline, let's laugh about this a little bit. So when I first met Caroline, I can't remember how it even came up, but when you do abdominal work with me or core work, I start everybody, guys, with the head on the ground. And just so you know, I taught aerobics my whole life growing up. And it wasn't until I was in my 30s, and I had been doing crunches for 17 years. metaphysical therapist, and she said to me, your cervical vertebrae right now are so damaged, you're going to have a hump on the back of your neck by the time you're 40, and you are really putting yourself in a bad place for your neck and your spine. Wow. And I was like, what? I was teaching like ab classes that were like 45 minutes for years, just working on my head. And that's how everyone taught. You got certified to teach, and they said to you, put your hands behind your head to hold the neck, and then rotate your torso side to side to do this crunch bicycle twist. And she showed me, and by the way, guys, my degree's in kinesiology. I'm a certified instructor. I was in my early 30s. I hadn't had my child yet when I met her. I met her in 2001. And she was like horrified. And then I was so embarrassed, like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And she put my head on the ground. Well, first of all, she said to me, and I repeat this because I told Caroline, she's like, have you ever seen a bicycle rider with their hand behind their head just throwing their neck around? When you ride your bike, where are your hands? They're on the handlebar. They're not anywhere near your head. You need to learn to support your head, Valerie, yourself with a strong spine, with a stable midline. And you need your head to be free to move. I've never heard that before in my life.
Right.
And so since that day, since 2001, since that day I met her, and by the way, I spent the next 12 years of my life studying from her. She's an incredible person. I learned so much about movement. And then, of course, I met Dr. Romanoff in 2004. Guys, I'm here to tell you, everything I've ever learned, you're not learning in a book. You're not even learning it on an online course. I've taken myself through this, and I've taken so many people. Right, Caroline, tell her how it felt when I was like, how do you feel right now doing bicycle crunches, yanking on your neck versus now when I change it?
Oh, it was night and day. I mean, I hated doing it. I would just do crunches because I couldn't breathe. And so as soon as you said, no, put your head down and just do the bicycle part of it, like it was monumental. And then at the time we hadn't started the business yet. We hadn't started Run RX. So I had shown a group that I was talking to other runners, and I showed them about it. And one of the women, she's older like we are, came from that into our Run RX membership because of the way I made her feel, because it was so monumentally different in the movement. Because now we can do a bicycle setup, right? You can get that abdominal work without crunching my neck,
Well, by the way,
I couldn't breathe.
in our warm up one is toe touches on your back.
Yeah.
And almost every single person that comes in cannot start with this movement. And that's okay, because I take you through a progression. Guys, it's like anything else. There's not a new movement that you're missing out on. It's movement. You're not moving. You're stuck in a position you don't realize you're stuck in. I didn't know I was stuck there. How did I know? Until I met that lady, I didn't know. And I guarantee you today, almost everybody I know in fitness is still teaching movement incorrectly. And it's unfortunate. And part of it, by the way, is because, remember this, if I don't know, how do I know? I don't know unless I know.
Right.
I'm not being a smart aleck, because just so you know, guys, I didn't start running as a runner. I was a fitness instructor. I was teaching high impact and step and body sculpt and glutes and abs, and everything was body parts. And I also was a personal trainer, and I was even that way with my personal training. I was like, we're going to do legs back by, chest, shoulders, try, because that's what everybody was doing. And I was trained at Gold's Gym by a bodybuilder, so you bet I was doing legs back by. And it's like, your body is not parts. Your body is a unit. And when you start to work with your body as a unit, your movement changes. Your whole feeling of movement changes. And guys, that doesn't mean you don't do legs. We do lunges and step ups and squats and the whole 9 yards. What you start to realize, though, is that when you work with your body, and what's funny is, I've been around so long, they changed the word abs to core. It used to be abs. Everybody just said abs.
Yeah. Abs of steel.
Abs. Now it's core, core. And I'm like, they still don't get it, because the biggest muscle in your core is your glutes.
Yeah.
And everyone's stuck on their belly. So I'm like, guys, open your mind to open your movement. And, and it's fun because most of the people we get are the most awkward movers, which is fantastic for me because the number one thing we need to work on as we get older, guys, is balance, accuracy, agility, and coordination. And working on those things keeps you young, keeps your mind young, keeps your body young, keeps your joints young, and it's fun. And most people, once they get to us, they're like, fine, I'll try it. I hurt so bad, I'll try it, right?
Yeah.
And I had a woman yesterday or Sunday or someday, 2 days ago, and I was telling Caroline, she has not yet, I want to say, bought in to our movement.
Yeah.
And she goes to a physical therapist, and this is really important. She's very young, 30 or something. And she works in, IT, or I don't know. She does something computery or standing a lot, computers. Well, she already has, it's called a dowager's hump, everyone. And when women get older, their cervical vertebrae start to get weaker, and the muscles around try to help. So your neck muscles, the back of your shoulders, the upper part of your neck starts trying to help hold your head. And then scar tissue builds. And if that scar tissue builds and hardens, unfortunately, it gets stuck. It's called a hump. That's what we call it, a hump. You have a hump on your back. Do not let that happen. There is still time. You have plenty of time. Don't worry. I don't care how old you are. You have plenty of time. But you have got to put the work in. And it's not about, think about how silly it sounds to say you need to strengthen your belly muscles for your neck to get better. You understand how it doesn't make sense?
Yeah.
It's a structure. You need to train your body as a body so that you can hold your body weight. So the strength that we give you guys is so you can support your body weight. That's what running's about. To be able to hold yourself up, walk or run, either one, but only, of course we want you to walk, we want you to run, but it's a freedom for you. And this poor girl is stuck, and her PT keeps telling her she has a weak hip and a weak core, and that's why she hurts. And I'm like, no, you don't. And she's a rock climber. She's strong. She is so strong.
Oh my God, yeah.
She's a rock climber. So then she's thinking, I already used my arms, Valerie. Why do I need to do these Run RX exercises? And I'm like, because you are not doing stability exercises on a stable support. You're not building your stabilizing muscles. Your head and neck are not supported. Guys, this is so important. If your head and neck are not supported and you're not developing the strength to support that, how are you going to hold your body up for running or sitting or standing or walking, right? So just remember, we know these things. I've been here a long time. So when people are like, I can't wait to do push-ups, I'm like, me too. I cannot wait for you to have the ability to do a push-up. And we teach you push-ups. Isn't that fun? Like, we have all those little exercises, sit-ups. You want sit-ups? We've got all that. But let us take you through the how to get to do a push-up, how to get to do a sit-up, and then of course, how to be running.
Absolutely. And that's the point, guys. Working with a coach, if you are have a tight hip or you have a dowager's hump, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. The point of working with a coach is then to get you, okay, like, here's where I am now. How do I set a goal? Like, where do I want to be at the end of the year? And how do I get there? How do I modify? How do I work that way? Because you don't want to just like go out and start, I'm going to start moving my head in this weird way, right? You want to build up to, like anything, you want to build up to it. You want to set a goal, and you want to have somebody, hopefully, that watches you and helps you be accountable.
Well,
And
and follows,
that's
like,
really the
that's the
point.
right. Sorry, I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I
No, no,
I
go
was just
ahead.
going to say, like, every training plan we see, and Caroline and I have seen so many plans. They have like, go work out, go do cross training, go do strength
Yeah,
training. Well, guys, like, what are you doing when you're doing that? And
absolutely right.
take yourself seriously. You are worth having someone watch you move, and then you can go do all the moving you want. See what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, but make sure
absolutely.
it's right.
Yeah. So if you aren't already, I hope you follow us on YouTube. We have an app right now that we are going to be adding some more to it. We're going to be adding the ability to ask questions directly to Valerie, and she'll answer them weekly. So go ahead, go to the whichever, whether it's Google Play or it's iOS, the Apple Store, look for RunnerX Academy and go ahead and join the app. It's free. And basically 80% of the content there is free. But if you decide to come in and join our membership, we're putting that on there hopefully this month. We're just working with the Apple stores and all that stuff. to get it into the app. And you'll be able to actually ask her questions directly from the app, directly from the app where you're doing your membership. We're going to try to bring the community over there from Facebook. So everything would be right there. We're really excited about it. It's definitely going to be this year. I'm hoping within the next month. We're just trying to get some things tightened up here. But if you are listening to this on YouTube, I hope you've already subscribed, hit a little like. If you're listening to this on any of the podcast channels, give us a thumbs up, subscribe. And if you want, give us a 5-star review. It helps us be seen by other runners. And we really want to help as many runners as we possibly can. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for joining us on the RunRx podcast. If you'd like to know more, join us at www.runrx.fit. And if you have additional questions that you'd like answered on the podcast, email us at support@runrx.fit.